Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever it is where you are, and welcome back to another episode on the Annoyed Dad channel. As you might have been able to tell by the video title and the thumbnail and other bits and pieces, there's big changes afoot. Stuff is happening. So we brought this property roughly 18 months ago. And ever since then, we've had this area here, which has just basically become the dumping ground for everything. Like if you look around, you can see we've got bits and pieces of crockery, rockery, which is all going to make some of the footpaths. We got our sturdy tractor that we're about a quarter of the way through doing renovations. We got one behind that sold yonks ago that they may come and collect at some point if they ever decide to. We've got parts of a topper, bits of wood and various other bits. So anyway, this whole area needs to be cleared out, a lot of it. And I wish I could do it like those other YouTubers do, where they just go and it's done. But unfortunately, that's not happening. We actually have to put some real work into doing this to get everything here clear. Reason being, something's going there. A thing. I'm not going to mention it just yet, but there is a thing going there. So we've got that to do. That's a big thing. The other big thing at the minute is we're in November, and there's been a lot of the H5N1. Is it H5N1 or H5N8? I can't remember, but there's been a lot of bird flu about again, a lot. And it's getting slightly concerning, so we've got to start thinking in our heads about what's going to happen if they say birds need to go into lockdown. So say hello, you haven't met these guys before. Hello you guys. These guys are actually meat, but well, there's a mixture in here. We've got three different things going on. We got some which are the banthams, which have hatched out and are just able to roam free and be themselves. We've got others which are meat birds, so they have been bred purely. Won't let me catch it. That one now will. There you go. So these are being bred purely just for meat, and they basically come off of our layers flock, and they will be used as meat basically. Once they reach the right size, we'll then go through and we will process them and do all of that. But we need to get up some cages. Cages that we can put the birds in just in case they do go into lockdown, because there's a high chance it's going to happen. So we've brought some new cages, and the only place we've really got where we can put the cages, where the cages are going to be out the way, because I don't really want to go onto the grass anymore if we can help it, where the cage is going to be out the way but still accessible, is in here, in the orchard. So it's ideal to put them up in here, but the issue we've got is that the ideal place in here to put them, because they are 3 meters wide, so basically 3 paces. So yeah, from the feed bowl over to my feet basically. And they are 4 meters long. So that's going to be from here to the hedge basically. So they're quite big things. Here's the most ideal place to put them. But before I can put them in here, I need to clear the ground. And not just clear the ground, but also clear the bushes. So these are black currant, red currant, white currant, whatever currant. I didn't really get to eat them this year because we had some birds in here and they just basically cleared the whole thing. So these have got to be moved over to a new area. Well, I say a new area, it's still within the farm complex, but a new area which is going to be where we are going to be growing stuff for next year. No, not that sort of stuff, right? God blimey, give me some credit. But we'll be growing stuff next year. We had the pumpkins there. Well, actually, I can show you, it's just here. We had the pumpkins there this year, and we're going to be growing a lot more in there. So the whole area, I've got plans. Hopefully they'll come to fruit, as if it were. So anyway, yeah, so I've got to move these bushes along here. So I've got them along here, and there are some along the back there. I haven't been able to get along the back there all the summer because of all of the stinging nettles. So I've got to move all that. I've got to take this, I don't know what it is, tree, get that down, basically clear the area, and then bring in the cage, build the cage and get it ready for when stuff's going on. So yeah, there's absolutely a ton of stuff happening, and it all needs to be done. So yeah, I'd best stop talking to you and crack on and make a start. See, I stopped talking to you guys and I get loads done. It's fantastic. Right, so basically, what did I do? I came out and I told the geese to start being noisy as soon as I started filming. No, I didn't. I came out and I put these stakes in the ground. These are just canes. So there's one there, and there is one. Let me know when you spot it. Where is it? There it is, down there. Who spotted that first? Right. So they're basically 3 meters apart. So we got those two in 3 meters apart, and I've gone back 4 meters, and you'll see, look at all this space, there's space. So there's one down there, and there's one down there that's hidden in amongst all of the stinging nettles over there. I've then dug up basically the blackcurrant, red currant, white currant, whatever currant plants that they were. And I have previously said, we've now owned this place for about 18 months or so. Prior to us owning it, there was about 5 years, I would say, at least, where it was just left abandoned. And if you're a long time watcher, you would have seen the orchard, where the orchard was, you know, you weren't able to walk into here. So when you look at some of these bushes and you see that's a blackcurrant bush, like this one here, that's its root ball down there. You can see that, can't you? Making sure. I've got a new camera thingy strapped to my chest, you see, so as you can have 2 hands. And all that rubbish. So I'm 6'3", whatever, tall. That's taller than me. There's another one there. It's fallen down because it's too big. That is about 8 foot tall, which is, I don't know, 2 meters, and it's about 10 foot wide, which is about 2.5, 3 meters wide. Huge, great things. Not what you would expect from a blackcurrant bush. I expect a blackcurrant bush to be about maybe like a meter, 3.5, 4 foot tall, and spread out a little bit. Not like this, my God. But anyway, when they get replanted, which is going to happen very soon, we're going to slice them all back, get them all down, and then just basically go from there. But we're not going to discard most of the off-cuttings. But that's another video. Let's not cover it in this one, because we're just doing some clearance and some building and some other stuff in this one. Right, so anyway, so clearing this, we have discovered a rogue tree. A rogue tree that has clearly been within stinging nettles for quite a few years. I might get away with leaving it within the cage, because I don't mind leaving it within the cage. It's like that tree there. I'm going to leave that tree there because that'll give some shade onto the cage, as will that plum tree there. So I don't mind leaving them, but I'm going to have to sort out its stake, because it's got a bit of a wobbly stake there, and the tree looks a bit weak and feeble. But it's marked down as a cooking apple Bramley seedling. So a fruit tree for Bramleys, which make exceedingly good pies. So anyway, as I've been going, I've been digging up these. I think I've broken something like 4 forks or something. But as I've previously explained, I get stuff like that from work, so I don't know its history and that, and I just use them and then they break, and I just pick up another one because I've always got more. So we've cleared stuff. We have left behind various bits of the plants and that, like you'll see. There's a bit of root there for one of them. That might start to sprout again in the spring, or other bits which are in there might start to sprout again in the spring. If they do, it's not a problem, because the birds that are in here, they'll just eat it. Same as the stinging nettles. You can see we've got girls going around at the minute, and they're just clearing up all of the seeds that come off the stinging nettles, basically. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to whiz around it with the lawnmower, get a lot of it down so as we can actually see the layout. And then I suppose I'm going to clear all of that out, and then it'll be time to bring in the poles and start seeing about building the thing. Right, on with the show. Okay, this chest thing is no good at being able to stop recording. Right, okay, we're actually moving forward a couple of days now. And you can see that things here have changed quite considerably. So I got rid of all of the blackcurrant, white currant, red currant, whatever currant bushes they were. And they basically spread, let's go around this way. They basically spread down the side bit here, along the back, and then down there. So you would have seen them when I picked them up, and they were huge, great things. And they were all placed all over here in amongst all this other junk that's all got to be sorted out. All over there. But they're now all in the ground anyway. You'd be pleased to hear that. That'll be coming up in, well, not those ones going in the ground, but other ones going in the ground will be coming up in another video. So you can also see we have got the cage up. And this is a brand new cage. We got it off of eBay. And it's made by Cozy Pet. And we got this because there's, as I've already explained, there's been a high amount of bird flu in the country, and we're expecting the birds to be placed into lockdown imminently. So we're just getting ready and prepared in case that happens. So if we come round, you'll see, if you've ever seen our other cages, you'll see that the tubing for it is slightly smaller. It's not as big. I think on our other ones it's something like 2-inch tubing, and this is maybe 1-inch tubing. You can see that, can't you? Yeah, because you're on my new chesty thing. So this is just 1-inch tubing, and rather than it going in and it having to have a nut and a bolt and everything else to do it up, it's just got these squeeze in little metal bits that you just squeeze in, and then you pull it out and push it back in, and they go click like that. But what you'll also see is down on the floor there, you can see that, can't you? Yep, sure, you can see down on the floor there, the round bit is actually up on a brick. I've lifted the whole thing up, you'll see on every single corner, onto bricks. Reason for that is because with our other cages, because we've got 2 other ones, the first thing that rots away is the bit that's in contact with the ground. So I've had to shrink our other 2 cages down to 1.5 cages because we've lost that much of the ground stuff. And by the ground stuff, I mean the corner pieces, the middle pieces that join together all of the pipes. We've lost so many of them, and they want something like £22 plus VAT per part to replace it. So I've lifted this one up in the hope that it's going to give it a little bit of an extended life. So what we've got to do now is we've got to get the wire on it. I've got to look at this door, because if you look, there's like a massive gap here, and there's a massive gap here, but I've done it right according to the instructions, but a rat could quite easily get in through them. So I've got to look at that, work out what I'm doing wrong there and how that is going wrong. And then once I've built it per the instructions, I've then got extra wire, which has got to do an extra bit, which you might be able to work out, but we will cover that in just a minute. Oh, and then I've got to tidy everything up and clear everything up and get going from there. So yeah, that is the cage part way up, just the frame. Now we've got to crack on, get the wire done and get everything else ready so as we can start flinging birds in there, hopefully soon. Okay, here we go. This is it. We are 99.9% of the way there now. Just a few other little bits and pieces to do. So you can see down at the bottom, I've just laid down some old fence posts just at the minute, just to be able to keep them in. I have got the wire, I just haven't got around to doing the wire to actually redo them. Now the wire they supply is this plastic coated stuff, and it's all right, but it's not the greatest. We've had some in the past and it's just gone off. The tarp they supply actually appears to be quite good. We had Storm, what was it called, Avian at the weekend, and this actually seemed to hold up quite well. Whereas the other brand new tarp I brought for the turkeys, that's in like 8 million pieces, brand new one, and it's all gone. So you can see we've got the birds in there. The birds that are in there, there are too many birds in there, okay? I will state that from the offset, there are too many birds in there, but currently we don't have any choice other than to put them in there at the minute. These are the growers. Fingers crossed, they've got about a month, maybe 6 weeks more worth of growing to go. And once they're done, they'll then be pulled out. We do have 2 escapees, as you can see, running around that we weren't able to trap earlier on today to then actually get in there. So these guys aren't going to be in there for very long, and if we can change things around and move anything anywhere else, then we will do. The wire on the sides has just gone up straight, but you can see, well, I hope you can see, that there's a big hole here. You see that? Make sure you get that on my chest cam. There's a big hole there, and the wire at the front is kind of like higgledy-piggledy. So I've still got to go around and trim off all of the little bits and pieces, and you can still see areas where the birds can get their heads through and other bits and pieces like that. But that is the cage up. It is now legal. Between starting the video and now, they have brought in the everything must be undercover rule. So these guys are undercover. They're probably going to be undercover now. We're the end of November now, so we're probably looking at March or April time before they're actually even allowed back out again to roam free. But these guys, obviously, they're not going to last that long because they're going as food. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you want to see it when it's all done, hit the subscribe button, because we've got more stuff coming up, more stuff we're having to do, more adventures we're going on and stuff we're starting. So please do hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, leave any comments down below about how you're looking after your birds during this lockdown, what you're doing, if you're having to buy anything in or anything else like that. And until next time, bye bye.